Guys, today we're going to talk about fear. Fear of selling, fear of interaction, fear of making that terrible phone call. Scott and I always talk about Eat the Frog. If you've never read the book Eat the Frog, you have to read the book Eat the Frog. Eat the Frog is all about get to the worst thing first and get it off your plate. If you keep going, you know you've got to make that phone call that they didn't get the home, something bad happened on the pest inspection. All of those things are normal conversations. So make that phone call first. You may have 20 other tasks that are way easier and you're like, oh my gosh, I totally want to get to those first, right? No, eat the frog. Get in front of it, make that phone call. It's terrifying sometimes. Make the phone call. If you are challenged in trying to figure out how to do that, reach out to Scott and I. We will sit in with you and make that phone call. Once you figure out how easy it can be, sometimes you gotta get your butt handed to you, and that's okay too. But once you learn to do that, it's so much easier. As you work through that process, I've had countless situations where we had a massive failure on a subdivision. And we ended up with so many challenges. I'll talk about Antelope. We were selling a subdivision in Antelope and we had lost an entire phase to fire. Fluke thing with the plumber and we lost an entire phase. I had to eat the frog. So that morning I had to go call 13 homeowners and tell them that their home is not going to be ready as promised. And now they've already got everything queued up and several of them are moving into Christmas time. That is a horrible, horrible thing to make that phone call. But I sat down and I started talking to them. And as I started to work through that, each one were like, we totally understand. I get it. Thank you for telling me. And I told them, I said, we're going to update you through that whole process. And all of a sudden, I'm like this, making the phone calls. And after about that second or third phone call, I'm like, oh, I kind of relaxed. And so you start making those phone calls and it gets easier and it gets easier. And you've just got to eat the frog. Guys, just remember, Scott and I are always just a phone call away. Make the phone call, pick up the phone, even text us, or just stop in the office. We'd like to see you. Come by.